welcome to another video of my gardening series. We are outside today on my balcony. It is a hot day. I can already tell you it's only the morning and I'm sweating a little bit already. It's gonna be a hot one, but that's okay because my plants, they need the heat, they need the sun to grow and to thrive. So today I want to give you an update on my balcony garden. So for the last video, I put everything outside, I set up everything, put everything in its containers for the season. It's now been a month since I've done that, and oh my God, has it changed. It is incredible how much has happened and how everything has grown into only 1 month. So I'm super excited to show you all the progress that the garden has made, and I will also show you a little bit progress of the plants I had propagated. So I did that a few videos ago and I want to show you what happened, right? I want to give you an update. So I'm going to start with that actually, and then after this I'll give you a little tour of the garden. Alright, so last spring I had propagated 2 plants. The first one was this silver inch, misère argentée in French. So this is one of my favorite plants, and look at this. I mean, it's thriving. It's a happy plant. So I had just cut a little bit of one of the stem and put it in water for a few weeks so roots could grow from it, and then I put it in the soil. And this is where it is at now. Pretty good, eh? I wonder why. I'm very surprised. So you can see how this one tends to go towards the floor, yet this one is growing upwards. Maybe at some point it will start going down a little bit. Maybe it's also, this one is in my office and the window is like, the orientation of it makes it go down maybe, compared to this one that has been growing in the living room that is a bit more of a sunny space, so maybe that's also why. So I don't know, but I think this one is a success. I mean, we started from a little stem and now we're here. So very pleased with this one. The other plant I propagated is this porcelain flower, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, porcelain flower plant. This is one that I've had for a very long time, and I thought that it was pretty long, so I thought it could be a good try to propagate. So I had same idea, cut 2 stems from it and then put it in water. Some roots grew a little bit. They were not as big as the silver inch plant, but still it worked, you know. Roots grow directly in the water. But I have now put them in soil, and they've been in soil for weeks now, and nothing has happened. This is what we have. So these are the same as they were when they were in the water, or as when I cut them from the plant. Nothing is growing, and I don't think anything will grow. So I don't know if I'm actually going to keep them. Maybe I'll give it a bit more time. Maybe it's just a plant that takes more time to grow. So maybe the porcelain flower is not the best plant to propagate. But it was still a fun experience. If you have any questions, of course, on propagating, or if you want to know anything more, please let your questions in the comment sections down below. All right, and now let's go take a look at the garden. Okay, so let's start by giving you an overview of what everything looks like so far. So this is the view from the top, the stairs, and we have the containers here on this level. Now let's start with this part. Okay, so these are 2 new additions that I didn't show you in the last video. So I went to the market and I bought some fresh herbs. So here we have some rosemary that I've put in this terracotta pot that I already had, and it's just having a good time, you know, growing. And I'm also trying out this little hot pepper plant that my father-in-law has given me. So his name is Paul, so hence why this plant is named Paul. Unfortunately, I'm having a bit of trouble growing it. As you can see, it is tiny. Like, it's very, very small, and it's not thriving the way I would, but it's alive. So here it is in its own little pot, just trying to grow as much as it can. So I've put this in its containers only a few weeks ago because it was still growing inside. So hopefully this one has a better life outside, but like I said, it's alive, so we will actually at least keep it that way. Here, this is thriving. Here we have a good thing happening. So this is the rocket, which is growing beautifully. It's actually like I need to harvest it right after this video. We need to do a harvest. I've already done a first harvest of this earlier this week, and as you can see, it just keeps on growing. That is the beauty of any like lettuce type of thing. It's just you cut it out and it just keeps on growing. The thing with rocket though, don't let it grow too much because it gets super bitter. So I'll probably harvest this today and make a nice salad. Honestly, I wish I had removed this sooner because I think it's struggling a little bit to grow through it. I thought maybe the holes were going to be big enough, but I feel like it here, as you can see, like it's kind of gets stuck underneath, but now it's kind of all intertwined all together with the this squirrel protector I had put. So I'm just gonna keep it like this, but honestly I think next year I'll just try to remove these a little bit earlier on. But still, rocket doing great. Here we have some spinach, and I think I'm actually going to harvest this today as well because it is growing beautifully. And here, as you can see, we've started having like a flower, which is actually not something that we want because that tends to make the veggies a little bit bitter. So I'm actually maybe a bit late here on the harvesting and should have done this before. And same idea here, as you can see, like I feel like the leaves tend to be broken when they meet the little protection barrier here. So I wish I had removed this sooner, but that's okay. We will live with it. I'm learning. Next year I know what to do. So we're gonna harvest this later today, but this spinach, I'm so happy. Like, look at this beautiful leaf. And it's like the texture of it, you can tell it's gonna be like crunchy and super tasty. Right next here in this box we have some Swiss chard, which same thing. So this one I removed the squirrel barrier just on time, so I removed it earlier this week. But as you can see, unfortunately some leaves did break because of it, but I'm hoping that now it will keep on growing. But this one is doing beautifully, and you can see it's going to be like orange stem at the bottom from the Swiss chard. This may look like it's ready, but it is absolutely not. It's going to be so much bigger than the spinach, so I'm going to keep this growing because it's meant to be like at least like this tall, if that means anything. So Swiss chard doing great. Here we are supposed to have kale, and this is the only kale I have. So this one, not a success. I do not know what I did wrong. I've grown kale every year. Why is it so tiny? It's not like it's in a month it should have grown more than this, and I also don't know what all the other little things that are growing next to it are. So I'm gonna keep it going, see how it goes, but for me, I don't think I will have any kale this season because we are already end of June and this is all I have. So not a big success for the kale, unfortunately. Now we move on to this box, which is where we have the lichni. So the lichni is meant to be a pretty pink flower. This one as well, I do not know what's happening. Since I've put it in the soil, it hasn't grown much. So I'm not sure what I did wrong here. Is it because there's too many? Should I have like picked out more? Like, then again, I tried to, as you can see, I planted some extra around it when I've put them in the soil, hoping these would grow individually, and same, it's not growing quickly. I did read on the packet that it's only meant to be giving you flowers in July, so I'll wait a few more weeks, but like July is next week, you know, so not a big hit with the lichni either, unfortunately. And now we are moving on to the stairs. So this is also a new addition that you didn't see in the last video. So same as the rosemary that I showed you earlier, I went to the market and bought a plant of mint, and this one as well. My friends, look at this beauty. It's the happiest plant of mint I've ever seen. I bought it, honestly, it was like only this big, you know, just the top stem here. That's how big it was, and in a month it has become this massive plant. This is why mint always put it in a container by itself, because look at how big it grows, and it will like go everywhere it can. So always make sure it's in its own pot. Do not mix it with other plants. That is a very important thing to remember. But yeah, beautiful mint. Can't wait to do some delicious mojitos here maybe. So yeah, this one is happy. Here we have a Centauré bleuet. So this is going to be a pretty blue purplish flower. It's meant to flourish later in the summer, but so far I'm happy with the way it's growing. So we're gonna leave it to grow, right? It still has time to grow. Okay, next up we have the Immortelle, which is meant to be another flower in like the red orange type of tone. So we have loads of leaves. This one it's growing, so I'm expecting flowers later in the season, but so far so good with the progress on this one. Other flower that's gonna come up here, and I think this is my favorite flowers of all the ones I'm growing because I've done this one before. This is a zinnia. So as you can see, it's a pretty tall plant, right? If I compare it to my hand like this, and I think it's gonna keep on growing, and it's meant to give me like these beautiful big colorful flowers. And you can even see this one, we already have a little spud, is that what it's called? A bourgeon, un petit bourgeon that is slowly growing. So super excited for these. So here we have a little hot pepper plant. What does it say here? I don't remember. This is the poivron de Hongrie. So actually it's not going to be a hot pepper, sorry, this is a sweet pepper. So poivron rond de Hongrie. So pretty good progress on this plant. I will be honest, I feel like it's a bit small. I feel like in the last years when I've grown these types of plant, I feel like it should be a little bit bigger by this time of the year, but maybe you can see here we already have little spuds for flowers growing, so maybe it's not super big, but it's going well. It's giving me fruits and I'm happy about this. Next to it we have some cucumbers, and these cucumbers you didn't see me plant them in the last video because I added them earlier this month, so they had to be put in the soil outside in June. But I mean, these are thriving. I don't think I'm gonna keep all 5 of them because I don't want that many cucumbers. I'll probably keep 2 of everything in the pot, but these are, I mean, these are solid. So I'm super excited to see how this goes because I was a bit scared of growing cucumbers since I feel like it's a big plant, it's a big fruit. I don't really know what it's gonna actually look like from a container, even if it was recommended to be grown in a container. So we'll see, but so far, so good. Here we have some basil. So same thing, I also bought this one already grown from the market, but when I bought it last month, it was smaller than this, and it's already growing and thriving. So beautiful basil, and I've already harvested some as well earlier this week. So this is always a good staple to have in your garden. Here we have another pepper plant. This one is the jalapeno. So this will be a hot pepper. So same as the other pepper plant. I feel like it's a bit small for this time of the year, but still we have made good progress. And you can see like in the middle of it, there's so much happening, so much growing. So hopefully we will harvest some jalapeno this season. Next here we have another pepper. I was really into pepper this year, clearly. I'm just gonna, that way I'll put this back in place. So this one is the banana pepper, which is another hot pepper, I believe. And same thing, can you see? This is hard for me to show because the camera can't get through all the protection I have. So you have a little spud right there in the middle. Little spud, I can't remember what the word is. Man, English is hard. Un bourgeon, huh? Sometimes I need to just go back to my French roots. So, un bourgeon, there is a bourgeon here or there. So we should have a little pepper later on this season. Now moving on to the tomatillo, and this is extremely exciting because, guys, we have flowers. It is happening. So this tomatillo plant was also quite a journey. I feel like it took it a while to grow, but as soon as I put it outside, look at the stem. It is so large and thick and solid, and the plant is thriving and we have flowers. So hopefully soon we'll also have tomatillos. So this is a hit. So far I'm very happy. very similar with the tomato plants right next to it, which in a month has grown from the tiny little thing it was to this massive and beautiful plant. And same thing, we have flowers that are coming along very soon, so we will be harvesting tomatoes very soon too, I believe. Now the last pepper here, we have a Hungarian pepper, so different from the poivron rond de Hongrie. This Hungarian, it's a hot pepper. Same thing here, we have a small plant, but we have the little peppers coming in here. We can see them. Here we have the last of our flowers. So these are going to be some cosmos, and they are already growing beautifully. And I think I had planted some extra zinnias here that I had extra seeds with. So mixing them together, I don't know if that was a good idea. I guess we will see a little bit later on, but so far everything is growing and nothing is getting on top of each other. So should have a nice mix of flowers growing here. All right, moving on to this container here, and this guy, this is a miss. This is not going well. So this is lettuce. I have grown lettuce every year since I've started balcony gardening, so this is my 3rd year, and I do not know why. This is the only lettuce that has grown. It is tiny. There's meant to be lettuce all over the place. You can see like things have tried to grow and yet failed. Why? I don't know. I don't know what I did different. Was there something wrong with the soil? Who knows? One has grown, yet it is extremely tiny, but we might need to look into a replacement for this, because I don't think this lettuce is going to happen, and I think I am out of the seeds. I think I planted every seed I have, so next video, this might also be something else. But this one, guys, this is a hit. Look at this beauty. So this is a mesclun, so a different type of lettuce, and as you can see, it's like a mix. May look like this is nothing and it's just like a bunch of plants you don't actually want, but no, you want this. This is all types of lettuce. This is delicious. It's like has a little bit of a bitter taste, and then you have a mix of like rocket, there's like some spinach through there, and it's just beautiful. Look at this. I'm so proud of this one. I have also harvested this earlier this week, and it's already for harvest again. So this is a hit. I recommend mesclun. This was my first time trying this type of lettuce, and such a fan. And here we have our last box of the garden already. This is also doing pretty well. So the green onions, they're coming, right? Something's happening here. I think I read on the packet it takes 70 days to grow, so we're gonna give them a little bit more time, but they're coming, they're on their way. And here we have some radishes, which are definitely happening. So these, same thing, it's about 60 days to grow, because I don't want to pull them too early on, but I think we're gonna have some beautiful radishes in only a few weeks. All right, this is it for the update on my garden. I hope this is motivating you to start your own balcony garden, because as you can see, in only a month we have vegetables, right? A month ago I put some seeds in and I already started harvesting some of the lettuce. So this is such an easy hobby, and it's so pleasant to grow your own food. There really is something so satisfying about it, and I'm so happy that I found balcony gardening as a hobby. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said earlier, if you have any questions about my garden, please leave them in the comments down below. It will be my pleasure to answer them. And if you have any tips for me, have you had any mishaps with lettuce before, right? Is there a tip that you have to help me grow some lettuce this summer? Maybe it's not too late. Let me know. If you want to watch more of the gardening series, make sure to give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you like it, and subscribe to my channel so you make sure to never miss another gardening video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I wish you a happy weekend and a happy gardening summer. Is that something I can say? Is that a thing? Gardening summer? I don't know. I feel like I'm just babbling now. All right. Bye-bye.